Today we're going to talk about bottle sizes, and bottle sizes in wine in general are important to the quality of the wine, mostly for aging. And in still wines, magnums will hold up much better than say 750 of the equivalent wine, a Jeroboam even better than that, etc., etc. With sparkling wine, it's even more important, since the bubbles are born inside of the bottle. With champagne, there's no place where the size of the bottle makes more of an impact than with champagne. There are only 4 sizes that legally in champagne have to be bottle fermented. The largest one of those is the Jeroboam. And the Jeroboam is a 3-liter bottle, and these are generally far more expensive than 750s, since they all have to be hand disgorged, they have to be hand riddled, they run a greater risk of breakage, so much so that you'll often see them in champagne when they're on the riddling racks covered in plastic, so if they were to explode, they would at least not take out the bottle that's next to them. The next size is magnums, and magnums are perhaps the very, very best size for the enjoyment of champagne. The wine always tastes much, much better out of magnum, so much so that I oftentimes will recommend, when people have enough of a crew together, enough guests to drink a magnum, that the upgrade from a 750 to a magnum of non-vintage can oftentimes be more relevant than the upgrade from a producer's non-vintage wine to their vintage wine. This has to do with the fact that you're getting half of the amount of bad aging in air, but more than double of the amount of good aging in lees contact, because when the wine is being stored on its side during the secondary fermentation process, and the dead yeast cells or the dormant yeast cells are starting to collect on the side of the bottle, the shape of it allows for more surface area to be in contact with the volume of liquid that's in the bottle. The next size is the 750, the standard size bottle, perfect for 2 people over a dinner. Then the half bottle size, and this is the entire range of sizes that legally within champagne have to be bottle fermented, and you can expect a certain high baseline of quality from any of these, although I would make the argument that a half bottle is never going to show as well as a 750, and a 750 is never going to show as well as a magnum. For some reason, I don't know if it's because of too small of a sample size, or just because of some sort of magic in the magnum itself, but you never hear a producer saying that Jeroboams taste better, even though they're bottle fermented. And that brings me to my next point, which is sizes outside of this range. Sizes outside of this range, and there are several larger ones. You have the Rehoboam, which is the equivalent of 4.5 liters or 6 bottles of champagne. You have the Methuselah, which is the equivalent of 6 liters or 8 bottles of champagne. The Salmanazar, which is a whole case, 12 bottles, 9 liters. A Balthazar, which is 12 liters or 16 bottles. And of course the Nebuchadnezzar, which everybody likes to talk about, the 20 bottle, 15 liter monster. Those are almost always done by decanting 750s. So the quality is almost always poorer than what you would get out of any of these sizes, which are bottle fermented. Now that's not always the case. There's certain producers, our own, for instance, our own Pierre Payard, all their larger formats are bottle fermented. So you won't see any drop off in quality from them. Also, Drapier in the Aube is famous for making really, really, really huge bottles and bottle fermenting all of them. But it's a really relevant question to ask when you're buying something that's larger than a Jeroboam, larger than 3 liters here. Always ask if this has been decanted or if this has been a bottle fermented wine. And then on the other side, we have the smallest right here in what's properly called a split, or a 187 milliliter bottle, a quarter size bottle. And those are, I've never heard of one of those that have been bottle fermented. Those are always decanted and are best off drunk soon and not kept. I hope you've enjoyed our discussion about bottle sizes, and I hope that there's some Magnums in your future.